Hello and welcome everyone into what is set to be the most insane Team Rocket takeover wave we've had in, I think, literal years. We've just taken down what is our third rocket leader of this wave. The Midnight Balloon delivered, I think, a cliff. It gave us an Axew, which is not particularly good, but it's one of the new shinies from the Team Rocket leaders, absolutely awesome. And we did encounter a Sierra first thing this morning, which was the Amaura, no Shadow Shiny Joy. Obviously, the grind is going to be real on this one. Let's see if it's not third time's a charm of 489. But of course, Giovanni, sad news, as I mentioned in the previous video on Tuesday, he's no longer appearing from Team Rocket balloons when you have the Super Rocket Radar active, which I think is a crying shame and frankly a moronic decision, considering it's not that easily to access a Pokestop for everybody. So this one's going to be actually a 3-starer, 10, 13, 15, not too bad at all. We've of course got a few Super Rocket Radars from the previous takeover, and there's a handful of Giovanni potential stops as well. We do need to get the premium pass at some point, maybe after the video concludes. When I say this is the most insane Team Rocket takeover wave, I mean literally, because Shadow Tyrunt is the shiny potential from Arlo, which is one I'm going to definitely chase, my favorite fossil family. Sierra, as we mentioned, has the Amaura, if you want the 307 Hundo CP or 506 in weather boost, and Cliff has what is actually set to be, I think, the best overall attacker. 308 CP is what you want to see, and then Reshiram. Keep your eye out for a 910 or a 1500 depending on whether you're in sunny or windy boost, etc. I want that blue T-Rex so badly. So that's the plan today, just go and grind this thing and see what we can get. And of course, let me know in the comments below how you've been getting on with this first wave of Team Rocket. And don't forget, obviously, this is not just the Team Rocket takeover, that's boosting grunts. Actually finding rocket leaders may be a little bit more challenging. It is still scorching heat wave weather, which, to be honest, even beat out 1976, can you believe it? Anyway, this is a Sierra, which is not Shadow Shiny and not particularly good, 271. But we do have Windy Boost, which is going to play nicely if we can find ourselves the Reshiram, the Axew, obviously the Tyrunt, and actually Dino if it's dotted around. We had one stop earlier, so confirming this is 0-star. Oh, we've still got Squawkabilly and everything dotted around as well, so we'll see if we can pick up some good ones, because they're Windy Boosted right now, so maybe some good IVs on the horizon. Oh, we do actually have bonus tasks. We need to go and find Arlo. So let's have a look. We've got 1 million rocket radars saved up from various different tickets, and as you may expect, there's a few leaders around, but not as many, because a Team Rocket takeover boosts the rocket grunts, which just systematically nullifies the leaders. Without too much difficulty, because we've got quite a few stops dotted around this part of London, Giovanni is here. I do think the Super Rocket Radar actually just shows you Giovanni's location, because there are a couple of decoy grunts on the green that didn't actually pop up with the Super Rocket Radar active, so maybe you can literally just find Giovanni this easy way. So his team is going to be pretty much unchanged. Obviously the legendary is going to be the difference, where we're not going to need our white Curum anymore. We will need something that's either ground, rock, or dragon for Reshiram, I believe. So probably your best bet might be like a Shadow Groudon or a Primal Groudon, something along those lines. Oh, and actually very poignant, it's worth noting, of course, being a Team Rocket takeover, make sure you TM frustration off of all of your Shadow Pokemon. If you're like me and you grinded the shadows across Chicago and Copenhagen, it's good to be able to do that now. The first mon is obviously going to be Persian. You can just, I've Mega Evolved Lucario because I want the boosted attack, and obviously if we do some Shadow Dialga, it gives us the boosted attack and catch candy for both those scenarios, which I like. So, you know, unless you're lower level or have less powerful Pokemon, Giovanni is not nearly the challenging attacking boss that he used to be back in 2019, I think it was. Nowadays things are different because we've got Rhyperior as the second mon, so Mega Lucario can just do the work. I would like to do 2 Giovanni battles today. I've got 2 Super Rocket Radars in the storage, and there's 2 waiting to be claimed in the Go Pass when we activate the premium. But obviously Reshiram, the next rocket rotation next season, will follow 99% likely with Shadow Zekrom, which will be insanely good to have. So here we are, here's Reshiram, and the question is, do we need to actually switch out at all? Because it doesn't have fire moves as the fast move. 1 Aura Sphere, nearly done. Might as well just switch into the Shadow Legendary. Here you go, just to do some more damage. Actually, it's not doing nearly as much damage as I was suspecting, but barely be able to take it down. Easy. There you go. The number we want to see, of course, is 1500 CP, because it's windy boosted here. The light breeze, but I'll take it. Defeated Giovanni, and number-wise, it's going to be 1444, which, as we know with Shadow Rocket Wave numbers and CPs, the IV window is so tiny. This will probably be as a 1-star or something in stupid, but it's really cool to see Shadow Reshiram in the game. Congrats.
What did I do?
You were field research. Congrats on level 78. There you go. Doing research for Keldeo and actually completing level 78. Here we go, a Reshiram Shadow. Actually, it's 2-star. I take it back. It is, what, 8, 14, 10. But as a Shadow Pokemon, this will still be insanely good as a Fire type. It's actually better in terms of DPS than Mega Charizard Y. I think it's only behind Mega Blaziken, which is frankly nuts, but we will do this. Regular TM and get rid of Frustration. Just a quick reminder, the easiest way to get rid of multiple Shadow Pokemon's Frustration is go to your item bag, click the Charge TM, and you can just search up the move. Search up Frustration and just go click, 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 and spam your TMs. If you've got all the Shadow Pokemon that you just want to get rid of the move on. To see if the wife can get something better.
Nothing.
Come on. 1500 CP.
Whee!
It's sort of depressing knowing the CP, to be honest. I quite like the mystery, but I ruined it for you and myself.
Oh my goodness
dear.
gracious.
1566 stats on that one for Martha, but your new Shadow Pokemon that added to the pool, they're mostly flying types. It's a flying type event, so it makes sense, but also you've got Shadow Seal in there, which I'm assuming is going to come from the Water Grunts. That's not part ice, it's evolutionist, so it's probably the Water Grunts for that one. And then your normal and flying grunts, and possibly, I don't know, just flying grunt maybe for the Noibat. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, rocket balloons are every 2 hours. We've mentioned TMing Frustration away, and your 1 and 3-star Shadow Raids can have a wider variance of attack and other stats and things like that. So you could theoretically get a 0/0/0 from a Shadow Raid, which I'd say is not worth the time. I have seen at the current time that apparently the IV range also applies to 5-star Shadow Raids. That hopefully will be fixed before this video goes live. I will also briefly mention that if you look around, for a Shadow Rocket Takeover, there is actually very few Shadow stops. Like this, I think this is the first time, I can't remember about this previous wave, but honestly, usually Rocket Waves give you like non-stop grunts. Every single stop has a grunt, but this one, I can barely count 10, which I think is daft. So hopefully that's just like, they're going to fix things. Don't forget to do your quests for your components, because you can stock up on radars too. Gallade is rather irritating to deal with at the end of Cliff's lineup. Usually it's Tyranitar, just wipe the floor with Lucario, but Gallade less so. Anyway, Axew, Shadow, Windy Boosted check. No. And 477 is pretty poor. I want to see a good one, actually. Be a good one to have. As a Shadow Shiny especially. I think all the Shadow Shiny families will look amazing as Shadows. This one, yeah. 2-star. We've finally come across our first Noibat, which has actually just come from a Dragon Grunt, so yet another one to muddy the pool and water down the old Shadow Shiny Dratini, Bagon, and Dino, but it's a huge one. Okay, nice. Keep your diseases away from me, please. We don't need a 2020 repeat. 204.
It's Bulldog, it's 19.
Is this fantastic? I love hearing the biggest bat I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, 0-star goodness, that is splendid, but it's good to finally see a new one. We did pick up, oh, yours was just as bad, okay. However long ago it was, the Shadow Rookidee, which is another new one. It's cool to get Shadow Corviknight though. Like, some of the evolutions are quality. Got ourselves another Cliff check here. Still yet to find an Arlo, actually, from the spawns at all. Do like myself a check of an Axew, so let's see. Could it be? No shinny, and oh dear god, 456 is the worst one we've seen by a country mile. There is a glitch happening at the moment. I'm hoping it gets fixed fairly quickly, that because Giovanni is no longer spawning from rocket balloons, which as we said is a daft idea, but they've done it. If you have your super radar active when the balloon switches in, it tries to get Giovanni to spawn, but because it can't, it generates a random grunt, even if you've got a normal rocket radar active. So this one, normal does not mean weak. I know I have a team set up for this, but it sort of auto resets it because it can't generate anything. So first aid bugs and all of that good stuff. We do want to go and get one more Giovanni, but I'm going to make sure that we have this off, because leader-wise, well, we did the one that was just down here. There's 2 over there. That's good news. And there's 3 Katana. Good. I think it's time for our second Giovanni battle. And incidentally, this stop not only has a Giovanni, but also a Cliff, I think, on top of it. That Leaf is going to be rather annoying. Had a nice little run of raids as well. 3 Katana, I think 3 Shadow Dialga. If we get our skates on, we can get the third one in. So, obviously, we'd like to see a better IV, Shadow Reshiram, but I'm not holding out too much hope. Typically, you know, these Giovanni battles don't give the best stats. In fact, I think in all my time doing Giovanni battles since 2019 to get different legendaries, I think I've had one good one, which was one of the 2 Groudon we did back in the day. It turned out to be a 93% to 15 attack. Some are 1-star, some are very much a 0-star. Oh, Kangaskhan, you beauty, perfect. We need our Mega Lucario for this one. Honestly, if you're really struggling, just Mega Evolve the Lucario. It's such a time saver. But there we go. That is done. We've got an Aura Sphere ready to go on this Reshiram, which actually we've powered up. Let me know how your Reshiram went if you got it done today. Obviously, it's not necessarily a priority, but it should theoretically be easier to find Giovanni during the Takeover event. Literally 1 HP remaining, and thank you, Groudon, for completing the job. Giovanni, done and dusted, sunshine. Come on, something good weather boosted, please. Because we'll save the other 2 radars for Zekrom. This is, oh, exactly the same, 1444. Dear God, why? So bad. Thing is though, we are nitpicking when it comes to the IVs, because as you know, if you are aware of your stats and things like that, some Shadow Pokemon are more powerful, even as a 0%er, as an attacker, than their 100% IV normal or purified counterparts. So this Reshiram, even though it's 2-star, 12 attack, it should really do some good damage. Whether I power it up or not, I'm gonna see. We've got to inactivate and activate the rocket radar. Come on, the cliff is gone. Interesting. Anyway, I want to go and get that Dialga before it despawns. But there we go, we've done... In fact, they were identical CP. This happened before, actually, with something. It was the Lapras with the bow for the Blanche's Quest event. We had exactly the same CP. Different stats, but same CP combo. We've got a Sierra up next. Let's see what we can get. There's only one more leader dotted around this local area, and then we are really scraping the barrel, which is part of the problem with the Team Rocket Takeover. Is let me go this way so I don't offend you with the wind noise. The Rocket Leaders take a battering when it comes to a takeover because the Grunts are supposed to be boosted, but genuinely the Grunts don't seem as boosted as they should be. Anyway, it is not a Shadow Shiny, and it's as bad as the one we had before. Thankfully, that final leader that we've spotted is an Arlo. The only Arlo we've seen all day thus far, and that means the Tyrunt is up on offer, which we probably want the Reshiram because he usually has Scizor in the back. I didn't really bother much with the last Team Rocket wave, I have to be frank. Do you know what, I'm just going to run with the same lineup and see what happens, because I think he can have, like, is it Slow King or Slow Bro or Alakazam dotted in his party. So we can use White Kyurem to obviously be super effective against this Tyrunt, which is an adorable shadow, and I love it to bits. There we go, Slowbro. That's why we kept the Tyranitar in there on this one. So I have a feeling that the Slowbro, despite being pretty meh as a Pokemon, as a shadow in this battle, it's going to do significant damage versus this super fusion Pokemon. Can we survive to the switch? Probably not. Somehow the Shadow Pokemon's absolutely OP. If I was going to get one as a Shadow Shiny, just for the sake of the visuals, I would so take this one. I love the Tyrunt Shiny as a blue, but Tyrantrum is even more vibrant. There we go, Slowbro out the way, and it's Alakazam, so actually we're very well placed. There you go. Alakazam could be in the back. Of course you got to the charge move before I did. I feel sorry for anybody struggling through the PvP stuff at this current time to get to level 80, because they've redone the whole battle system and apparently it has its problems, let's just say that. Anyway, come on. First Tyrunt Shadow check of the day, people. Wish us luck. I'm going to wish you good luck. Despite being in the shade here, it's still very, very toasty. Finally, we found an Arlo, ticked off that quest, and not blue. 579. I forget the weather booster we were looking for. This is probably terrible. As is the role with most Shadow Pokemon, they're usually terrible stats, but when you get a good one, it does feel extra special. That's sort of why 15 attack, you know, it could be worse. We do actually have a 96 Tyrantrum already, maxed to 50. And a blue Squawkabilly. If we just buy one quickly and demonstrate, go to Rocket Radar. That's the leader we've just done. Absolutely diddly squat around. Genuinely, there were like 5 leaders. Bless the school run duties. We found an Arlo on the way, which is brilliant. So, come on. Oh, good, there's a red light. We can get a nice smooth stop. Glorious. 12k eggs. Good time to stock up on the 12ks and try your hand at getting the shiny Varoom if you didn't go to Chicago. It's not a blue one. 572. I can't remember if that's good or bad. Probably terrible. Anyway, 2 PM Balloon has delivered an Arlo. Very nice and quite unexpected. I honestly thought we'd be getting the other 2 a bit more frequently. I mean, maybe we are. It's early days, to be fair. The blue dinosaur, and worse than the other 2. Hooray. The leader around by the shopping centre was indeed an Arlo, and actually, there's another one just around the corner. Could it be, please, the beautiful, the blue Tyrunt? No. We're slowly going backwards. Last one was 10-10-10 stats. This one's obviously worse. And actually, the final extra leader was another Arlo, so they were all tucked away, hidden out of my plain sight. Another 12k egg. Let's just see, because I think there are no more leaders. We're going to wait for the 4 o'clock balloon for our final check of the video. Let's see. Oh, it was worth the extra footsteps. Let's freaking go, people. Blue Tyrunt as a Shadow Shiny. I wish the backdrop had been fixed, you know, it's like we're playing in 2023. That's so sick. I'm so pleased. What a way to finish up today's video, honestly. Blue Shadow Shiny Tyrunt. It's actually a really pretty solid one, 14.59. I will have that. Let's freaking go. Come on. And I think we may have to evolve that up to Shadow Tyrantrum when we get back home with a cool beverage. And before we conclude and check the 4 o'clock balloon catch, a big thanks as always to the wonderful Patreon squad supporters, who we saw tons of recently across the 2 Go Fests we were attending. And your support means we can do those Go Fests and potentially get to the city safaris that got announced literally the other night. I cannot wait to hopefully get to one of them in Europe, but it's going to be an interesting travel experience coming from Poland rather than the UK. So it's a new thing to work out. Thank you very much for all of your wonderful support. It means we can do this as a full-time creator and go crazy for Shadow Shinies and everything else. And all of you guys who watch, comment, like, and subscribe and interact on the socials, I appreciate every single one of you. And it was Cliffy Boy who came along from the 4 PM balloon. So it's a Shadow Axew to finish things off. Whether we get this or not, it'd be great, honestly. And we're nearly at a full batch of 12/12s, which is very nice, but it's not Shadow Shiny, and 484. We need to see 500 and something, I think, for a good IV, but we'll check it in a moment. As I said at the beginning of the video, this rocket wave is one of the best we've seen in probably, I'd say, close to 3 years. All 3 are not only brand new Shadow Shinies for the leaders, I believe, but they're all really, really good Pokemon as well. And 2-star. However, being able to pull in what is my favorite of the 3 Shadow Shinies, and possibly one of my favorite Shinies of all time, on day 1, with I think only 5 Arlos completed potentially, is amazing. And I have gone ahead and TM'd Frustration off of this Pokemon, and I think we're going to evolve this one. I want to get that more potent blue to finish up the video. Let me know if you bagged any Shadow Shinies on day 1 and which one is your personal choice for a grind sesh. Good luck, and here it comes, Shadow Shiny Tyrantrum. What an amazing looking Pokemon, honestly. Can't wait to get maybe some AR photography with that one. It's a really decent Pokemon, probably better as a rock type, I think, with Meteor Beam. Not the best dragon type, but 1140, that I think is a great way to conclude today's video. We'll hopefully be back out a little bit tomorrow, but it is set to be potentially 37 degrees Celsius tomorrow, so we may cower inside. With 2 hours rotating balloons, that may not be a hardship, but I will say if you enjoy this piece of content and you want to see plenty more of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, because we have Mega Skarmory's Raid Day in on Saturday's event. Cannot wait for that one. And of course, if you want to see some good stuff, check out the shenanigans that happened across Copenhagen and Chicago. Again, it was wonderful to meet so many Patreon members and also just watchers of the channel, you guys out there. Great to put names to faces and things like that, so appreciate every single one of you. And I will say, folks, until the next time, do take care.